everyone, I hope you are all fit and fine and fasten your seatbelt for the upcoming adventure. Operation Sindoor has demonstrated that India won't compromise any tolerance against its dignity, sovereignty and territorial integrity. The strike conducted by India in Pakistan targeted location in the central hubs of the terrorist infrastructure of Jaish-e-Mohammed, Lashkar-e-Taiba and Hizbul Mujahideen. If the conflict escalates further, India would face highly economic and infrastructure impact. So now let's discuss the challenges which can be faced by India. So ma'am, what's your opinion on this?
As we know, when India and Pakistan got independence in 1947, that time to till now, Pakistan and India did multiple wars like Indo-Pakistan War in 1947, 1965, 1971 and Kargil War was in 1999. If we talk about the war was in 1971, that time all countries were favoring Pakistan. Only one country, that named USSR, was favoring India. If we talk about the Kargil War, in Kargil War, only Israel support India. That time, after Kargil War, Pakistan did only two major attacks on India. First one is 26/11 and second one is Pulwama attack.
She is definitely right. India has support of Russia, Israel, Australia, US and other countries. But Pakistan will be definitely supported by China, Turkey. So, sir, what's your view about the infrastructure impact which India can face?
As we all know that India and Pakistan have had war in 1947, 1965 and 1971. India never wanted war, but when Pakistan attacked, our brave soldiers stood like rocks and protected the country. Many soldiers sacrificed their lives and because of them we are so safe today. And in 1971 war, India didn't fight for itself. We helped a new country to develop its to get freedom. That is Bangladesh. This shows that how India believe on helping and others too. And but Pakistan did many wrong things to India. They are even trying to destroy our army bases, bombed our cities, and they are even trying to destroy our airport runways and railway lines. And Pakistan also supports terrorists to attack our cities like Bombay, Kutch in Gujarat, and Madhya Pradesh and Assam. But now in 2025, India is much stronger than Pakistan. India have special technology, smart technology, and powerful weapons, and this shows that India will definitely win the war. If war will happen, many soldiers were sacrificed their life and many civilians were killed. Due to this infrastructure threats like bridges, railway lines, etc. These are some common examples and India ready to fight every kind of disaster. That's all.
As we can see, infrastructure threats can be a major impact during Indo-Pak War. It may lead to the conflict areas, damage to roads, bridges and railway lines. Yes, sir. What is your opinion on this?
The primary reason of unemployment is a war, and India had a lot of war in 20th century with Pakistan and China in 20th century. If I talk brief broad effect on India by war, India had to spend a lot of money on army and weapons to taking care of war needed, and farming and business was disturbed by due to the war.
He is right. Unemployment can be a major impact seen as a war. It can be fall in tourism, loss in business, inflation and deflation. Yes, ma'am. What is your view on this?
During earlier war in India and Pakistan, many civilians were killed and displaced, especially in Jammu and Kashmir. Thousands lost their lives and around 1 million people had to leave their homes due to violence in the war of 1947, 1965, 1971, 1999.
As we can see, there is no fault on civilian, but still they are facing their loss. So what is your view on this?
India and Pakistan war will be continued, then we will face many problems, and there is a biggest problem of refugees crisis. If two countries have a war, then near the border areas people have to displaced their home and need to take the temporary shelter. And youth help them to take temporary shelters in the schools, hospices and camps. In war, many people lose their home, business and education and more things. And they have destroyed all the things from there, and they have to start from the beginning, and it take long time to stable again. And what are the action taken by people? First, move to people safe places and build the camp, build the temporary camp and keep them safe and work with the people and help people after the war. The government action. India is known important to face the refugees crisis, and Pakistan may be more important to refugees crisis. That's all.
If we talk about refugee crisis, as we can see, the border areas conflict are increasing day by day. So, the civilians are trying to cross the borders of the neighboring countries of like Nepal and Bhutan to save themselves. Yes, ma'am. What is your view on this?
India and Pakistan are neighboring countries, but their economy differs significantly in size, growth, and stability. As of recent data, India's total GDP is at around $3.7 trillion, making it fifth largest economy in the world. In contrast, Pakistan's total GDP is much smaller at around $350 billion only, placing it 45th globally. When looking at GDP per person, India stands at above $2,700, whereas Pakistan stands at around $1,500 only. India's economy is growing at a healthy rate of 6 to 7%, whereas Pakistan economy is more smaller and unpredictable, typically between 1.7 1.3%. India has a diverse industrial base with strong sectors like information technology, pharmaceuticals, reserves, and whereas Pakistan more relies on technology, textiles, agriculture, and some other reserves. In terms of export, India sends textile, machinery, medicines, and software, whereas Pakistan mainly export textile, agriculture, uh, sports equipment, and leather goods. Inflation rate in India is moderate, but Pakistan have to faces high inflation rate like 20%. Unemployment in India is smaller but remains high in Pakistan. Both of countries have their own debt, but India is more manageable, whereas Pakistan mainly relies on IMF support only. That's it.
Now let's talk about the GDP impact on both the countries. While India is facing the military expenses, fall in farm and industries, and let's talk about Pakistan. Pakistan is facing loss of foreign trade and expenses and in the humanitarian aid. Yes, sir. What's your view on this?
Here are several scientific examples of refugee crises from recent history. First, Syrian refugee crisis. Triggered by the Syrian civil war, over 6.8 million Syrians have fled the country, primarily to Turkey, Lebanon, Jordan, and Europe. Second, Rohingya crisis. Over 1 million Rohingya Muslims fled from Myanmar to Bangladesh due to ethnic cleansing and persecution. Third, Venezuelan crisis. This what economic collapse and political instability. Over 7 million people to leave Venezuela, many to Colombia, Brazil, and other South American nothings. Fourth, Afghan refugee crisis. Millions displaced due to discuss of war, including the Soviet invasion, Taliban rule, and US military invention. Major host countries include Pakistan and Iran. 5. Ukraine's refugee crisis Ukraine's following Russia, Ukraine's over 8 million Ukrainians fled mostly to Europe. That's all.
He is right. Refugee crisis can be seen as a pressure on local resources of food, shelter, healthcare, and humanitarian aid. Sir, what's your view on this?
I am telling about Indian relation with others country.
like US. US strong partnership in defense, counterterrorism, and technological cooperation. The USA has support by India.
As here we can see, India has a strong support of the strong countries like Russia, Israel, France, Australia and other. But China is supporting Pakistan indirectly because he will not support directly. Yes, sir. What's your view on this?
Unemployment means people want to work but cannot find a job even though they are qualified and looking for work.
Yes, ma'am. What do you think? What are the challenges which can be faced by India?
Now I am telling about Nepal. Nepal share close people to people and military ties with India. Nepal had a war with British in 1814 to 1816, and Nepal export things in India like tea, handmaids, carpets, and electricity, etc. etc. Now I am telling about Bhutan. Bhutan is a neighboring country of India. Now I am telling about China. China support to Pakistan, and when India developed, then Pakistan being agree. That's all.
We have strong support of Nepal and Bhutan. As we share borders, we also share economic cooperation, trade, business. Thank you. Yes, sir. What's your view on this?
If a war will be completed between India and Pakistan in the future, both countries face serious economic effects like trade, export, foreign investment is decreased. Both countries would need to spend a lot more money, weapons, soldiers, military. War can destroy building, road, factories. Citizens lost their job and their life. Other country would cut finance help. Those things would hurt Pakistan more. That's all my views.
International response can be seen as a global call for peace, humanitarian aid, fall of tourism, and trade in business. So now let's see what are the economic impacts which can be faced by India.
As you all know that the present situation of India and Pakistan is not good. Today we will compare India and Pakistan at economics level, and also we discuss about in future if war will be continue, then what kind of impact both of countries have to face. That's all.
Economic impact can be seen as a major impact which can be faced by India. It is related to the business and trade, fall of tourism and many other things. Yes, sir. What's your view on this?
So now, as you know that current situation of India and Pakistan after Kargil War 1999, it's the first time when India and Pakistan come face to face. As you know that Pakistan did attack on Pahalgam, Kashmir. If the war will continue, then many countries will support of India. If we talk about USA, as we all know that USA was always supporting of Pakistan. From last 20 years, the relation between USA and India is pretty good. So as we can see in news that USA made a decision that we will be neutral. We will not support of any country. If we talk about Russia, so Russia is standing from long time, and it's a great supplier of military equipments and long-standing partner in defense sector and technological field. The relation between Israel and India is good. If we talk about that Israel, so Israel see the India as the biggest market in all over the world.
He is right. We have a strong support of the global powers of US, UK, UN, while USSR is neutral. And most of the Muslim countries are supported by Pakistan. They have a strong back of Pakistan. So what's your view on this?
In 1947, Pakistan and India were closed in serious damage infrastructure. Jammu and Kashmir roads and homes and communications lines were destroyed and many villages were left runs due to heavy fighting and bombings.
India launches Operation Sindoor as a counter-terrorism response in Pakistan, which was carried out in Pahalgam. Now let's take the opinion of Indian citizen on this. Now let's see it could be done earlier or what. Yes, ma'am. What's your view on this?
It shows that our country cares for people. Some people said that it could be earlier, but overall I think our government did a good job. I feel more safe and proud to be an Indian.
It was good to see that our government is working very fast to take revenge of Pahalgam attack. I feel very proud of Operation Sindoor.
I don't understand politics much, but I know saving people live in most important. Every Indian should feeling proud.
Our government took past action like Operation Sindoor, which maintained peace of rise.
Yes, sir. What do you think? Could it be done earlier or not?
This kind of mission so India is graving. We are able to help our people during intervention crisis.
According to my point of view, Operation Sindoor is just beginning. We need to do more. I think we should destroy Pakistan.
It could be done earlier, but our Indian army did good. We are proud on our Indian army, and we should take our land that name POK, Pakistan occupied Kashmir. So I think it's not closed. It is the beginning.
The strength of our nation does not lie in the weapons alone, but in the courage of our soldiers and the unity in the people and the undying spirit of India. To every citizen, your unity is our greatest strength. Together we shall protect our sacred land, dignity and its honor. From the snowy heights of Kashmir to the coast of Kanyakumari, from every village to every city, only one heartbeat echoes with every heart, and that is Jai Hind, Jai Bharat. Thank you.